The best of one.
All right, here we go.
Is it the championship of champions, if you will, the 500 euro show match between the online champion SV9 Sick playing the Dusk CapyGraba and Inksbane, the Sea Titan, played by the on the floor in real life champion Skog. What a time. What a time to be alive, chat. Am I right? Also, just to set the record straight, I do like the way that Inksbane looks. I know that I was holding out on saying that until I saw it, and now that I've seen it, I love it.
It's a good looking item.
Love the back bling. Actually, even love the little gill ears. I have a Sea Titan that actually looks quite similar to this one. It has the same hair tuft, the same ears. It has energy. What do we call those? Energy marks? Energy
lines.
Something.
Energy lines.
Energy lines. That's the one.
Very originally called energy lines. We trademark that one.
Trademark energy lines. Reign of Titans only exclusive. Here we go. So far, a little bit of the same. I'd say maybe we've seen more offensive scrolls already from this Sea Titan. We do see a slight difference between this Sea and some other Seas we've seen. They are also playing the Lore Carver weapon with the Iron Fist weapon instead of the Lava Staff that we've been seeing from Thalos. Jesus. Nitro, this is a show match between the two champions for 500 euros, a one-off game. Winner takes all, no takesies backsies. The Sea Slayer, CapyGraba, trying to put another Sea Titan skull on his necklace. Some big damage there from Loveless Lunge, tacking on the Iron Punch as well, and then ending the turn with a restoration. Back to full health. Inksbane, plenty of mana here to do whatever they like. I'm not. I don't know about you guys. I've not seen the list, but I'm less disciplined in the scrolls that Inksbane might have. But I do know with a full mana bar, C can pretty much do whatever they want. They can dish out massive damage, or they can kind of turtle up and use those sustain cards. Seems like we have a slight lull in the action. We'll get right back with that here in a second. The game seems to not be progressing, and SV9 couldn't even play scrolls. I thought that they were just picking up scrolls and pondering whether they were going to play them, but they were attempting to drag them into the scroll slots and could not. So we might have a slight disconnect here and have to restart.
Yeah, they're trying to do a rejoin.
It ain't over till it's over, chat. I think this is a no, though. We'll wait to hear the final. Oh my, it is. It's back. We're at least back in the game.
Yep, we're back.
I'm not sure if the players are full-on connected or not. It does seem like they are. Oh, yeah, we're back. We are back. Juicy show match. CapyGraba going for the tantrum. Going to lower the, increase their magic just in time to throw some massive scrolls towards the Sea Titan, Inksbane. Oh my.
Massive damage.
So huge. 73 damage and gaining 92 health. The Sea Killer. Inksbane, still with plenty of mana, though, to do healy things. They did also play Healing Bed last turn, so they are going to be gaining at least 40 Mirage. What does it block? Alchemist. That's not a block. Vampiric coming out. Mana Chalice. Mana Well. So not a single attack from Inksbane that turn. So the Mirage does fizzle. Swing and a miss. Inksbane did use a lot of tools last turn, though, to stay alive for a post. A great scroll. It's fine. Uses defense as the multiplier. Revitalize. Inksbane. Health total back to a healthy 326. A tense matchup here. 1,000 punches. One of the strongest default attack scrolls. Titan Bliss going to take Inksbane nearly back to full health. So some things to look out for. The match has noticeably slowed down, and it's because we are we're nearing the end of the scroll bucket. Inksbane at 12 total scrolls, but Cappy, the one really starving for scrolls, at 6. 25 defense for Inksbane, going to soak up a couple of those, couple scrolls worth of damage. Cry of Sorrow. Pulling Cappy back into very healthy conditions. Full mana. Not exactly where you want to be at this end game state. The other subtle piece here, which we haven't mentioned yet today. I'm going to wait. There we go. It's Heavy Carve. Heavy Carve is a 60 mana scroll. So you can play Heavy Carve and you will spend enough mana that you do not regain that much at the end of the turn. So you actually buy yourself 2 turns because you play the scroll and you've spent enough mana to sit the next turn out if you would so choose, which is massive. Not a lot of weapons, or not all weapons, have a cost that is high enough to sustain in that way. So it's sort of a clever way to add to the sustain of both Dusk and Sea, as we see both players playing with the Lore Carver weapon. Subtle things like that, though, is why these people are on top. I mean, they're both champions of their respective tournaments. They knew that. They don't need me to explain it. This one's interestingly tight. 4 scrolls left for CapyGraba and 10 scrolls for Inksbane. Will it come down to a hatchet off, if you will? Cappy staring down the barrel of all tools. Inksbane has to draw a few more things. Maybe they're excited about what's left. Maybe they're not. Health totals are reasonable for now. And we just hold formation. Like pawns jockeying for position. Ready to sprint across the board and be turned into a queen. Cappy, back to full health. Takes a little bit off the top there. But also has some wiggle room to pass some turns now that they've spent all of that with Alchemist. If they so choose to do that. In this end game where they're hoping that Inksbane spends or is required to spend more scrolls. 311 to 273, the health totals. Heavy Carve, scroll of the day, 51 damage. Cappy played nothing, which is fine. Cappy down to the final 3 scrolls. Plays Heavy Carve. 51 as well. Inksbane has done so much damage in the last 4 scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
After the Alchemist of Cappy, like they've just been whittling down. So, and I was just talking about how heavy carve. It's an advantage that heavy carve is 60 mana. That's only if you're stalling at max mana. Right now, Cappy can only play heavy carve every other turn because you only gain 40 back each time. Sailor's Chant, massive here. Ink's Bane puts up the wall, 249 now. HP left for Cappy to whittle down. Pun intended with the hatchet here. They do have 2 other cards. Time will tell if those come into play. This is the push. Plus 10, 20 total. 101 to 170. Heavy carve. Cappy, the Sea Slayer, might have run into a Hydra, if you know what I mean. Lopping off 1 head to receive 2 more. Heavy carve. 51. Water Bubble, gonna be gaining for another 78. Inksbane really had a plan for the last 10 scrolls. Which again, just props to both of these players that they're thinking about 10 scrolls ahead. We said a minute ago, like, hey, I wonder what Inksbane is going to be pulling here in these last 10 cards. And they're like, I know them all. I got them all. Cappy going to just have to take it. 51 at a time. Mana Chest comes out, and now Inksbane can play pretty much any card they want. Heavy Carve coming out. Cappy gets to take a final swing, but then they take a carve in return. 51 over 50. GG's to Skog, taking the 500.